How do we gain more followers for your ministry? Hi everyone, I am Father J. Boy Gonzalez from the Jesuit Communication Foundation or JESCOM. But I'm currently assigned here po in Ateneo de Davao University. Social media is P2P, not B2B. It is about person-to-person communications and not business-to-business. You are connecting with real people, not avatars or users. Social media is not the usual parish bulletin board. When you use your social media, think that you are talking to a real person. Tell them about what you're doing through your post. Twitter asks, what's happening? While Facebook asks, what's on your mind? Your focus should be on helping your community. Social media is a great way to find the people meant for your ministry. You can find the hashtags used by the people whom you want to minister to. For example, if your social media focuses on religious practices such as devotions, then go to search and type Catholic devotions, and it can give you leads on the people whom you want to target. If your social media targets your parishioners, then you can use Kamalig Parish, John the Baptist Parish, Kamalig Albay, to bring people from the town of Kamalig Albay to your social media account. Social media can host a chat to engage your followers. You can use the chats to answer people's biggest questions, pertinent of course to your social media account, like inquiries, faith questions, pleas for help, even the schedule of your masses. You can also educate them about an important issue that matters today, or you can use them for brainstorming. After the chat, it is beneficial to post a summary of the conversation or an update of the course of action you've taken, listening to their various opinions and, of course, ideas. That way, you can encourage them to join you in the next conversation. And you know that your course of action is anchored on the context of the people. Social media will require consistency and regularity. You'll have a hard time generating followers in your social media if you post once in a while and then you disappear until your next tweet, post, or promotion. You have to be very consistent to have conversations, grow your following, and share your content and help other people. Regular can mean daily, 3 times a week, or even weekly, but not too long that you lose their attention. There are many applications that can schedule your post so that you don't have to open your social media every day. I use Plan or Planoly or Hootsuite to schedule my posts. And oh, do not barrage them with successive posts. It annoys people who follows you because you dominate their feeds. I have long been in social media. I committed a lot of mistakes. I was banned and trolled. I got into the ire of my Jesuit superiors and my brothers. However, these mistakes helped me study, observe, and push me to know more about the new mission area than Pope Benedict XVI reiterated in his message at the 43rd World Communications Day. He wrote, "These technologies are truly a gift to humanity, and we must endeavor to ensure that the benefits they offer are put at the service of all human individuals and communities, especially those who are most disadvantaged and vulnerable." In my years of experience, there are many ways to use social media, but not always fit a person with a mission to serve people and communities. However, there are 3 elements that I have learned that is appropriate, I think, for a social media account with a faith-based mission. They attract more people to your social media account. These are connecting with your people, creating meaningful content, and finally, showing genuine and authentic service. In other words, you should know your people, find what they need, and then deliver the service. Connect with your people. Many religious social media accounts get the idea that they need content, but the idea of actively building an audience for their content is often neglected. And with a handful of followers, they end up concluding that social media is a waste of time. It's the old paradigm. Priests giving out homilies without keeping in mind who their audience is. They end up with few people listening or even finding their points too conceptual or irrelevant. And they say, what's the point when you have no one listening to you? And I always retort, because you don't know their context. It's the same thing. No matter how great your content is, if you don't have people on social media who might be interested in you and what you have to say, your content is useless. No one's listening. Proclaiming the gospel to everyone means that you must have people who listen to you. Show that you are a genuine person, not a troll, not a bot. Include your personal profile picture, link to a website or a biography of your interest, a short, easy to remember username. And remember this, find them, follow them, hope they follow you back. Now, you don't need to have 1 million followers. One of the interesting Instagram accounts is that of the Daughters of Saint Anne. They have posted photos of them cleaning homes and streets of a community affected by the flood. That to me is witnessing. That to me is proclaiming the gospel of Jesus through photos. Provide meaningful content. Meaningful content creates a reaction that begins conversations in a person-to-person basis. Social media is social. There is a high value for being authentic and human on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. A lesson I learned early on when Ivana Alawi, a YouTuber, was asked to give an advice to beginners. She said that you should just be yourself. This explains one of my experiences. I sweated over long articles, blog posts, messages for my targeted audience, but nothing happened and I was bored. I shared my experiences as I am, and then I got people interested in what I do or who I am. One of the people I follow is Pok Wang. Her current follower count on Instagram is 2.5 million. Do you know what I like about her? She posts what she currently does. Her life as a mom and a friend, her new shows, her cooking, etc. Her posts are raw and unedited, but people don't mind. Following her, I practically saw how she progressed from putting up a small business from her interest in cooking to growing her business. I am following a real person. At some point, I was engaging and friendly to people who have been with me on Twitter or Instagram for a longer time. They were my virtual friends. When I saw them online, I began joking around with them, the food I was eating, some personal events, the places I've been to, the content of my talks, other than my usual promotion of my homilies. I posted content that showed my whole personality, my humanness, my weirdness, my various interests, not only the priestly part of my life. Taong-tao ka pala, Father, they said afterwards. After the crossroads, a wonderful breakthrough occurred. Instead of trying to find my audience, they found me. Social media is about sharing content for humans, not for search engines. I have a website, a composite of my interests at jboygonzalezsj.com. From my homilies to my scripts for Kapet Pandasal, to articles about youth formation, leadership, places, and food finds, even a journal, the posts are my portfolio. Blogs are not anymore as popular as before, but I kept on maintaining it because they play an important role in credibility in social media. Our profile status updates and posts on Twitter and Facebook indicate that you know stuff. But blogs, YouTube, and Instagram demonstrate that you actually know what you are talking about. Finally, authentic service. genuine helpfulness. One of the people I also admire in social media is Gretchen Ho. Aside from her being a friend of mine, you can see from her Twitter and Instagram how she has built an advocacy. She has found a niche for service in the time of the pandemic, the need for bicycles for people to safely travel to their work, and thus it prevented them from being exposed to the virus while traveling, and at the same time promoted exercise. Her current follower count is 888 followers. People are sick of being sold to, marketed to, and being solicited from. Posts that shows actual active help giving not just build credibility, it makes your social media interesting. In an always-on, real-time global world, the priority is on human interaction that leads to connections. Connections lead to awareness. Awareness leads to trust. Trust is the ultimate catalyst to all human relationships, including the relationships you build in social media. Here are some ways to demonstrate a genuine service to others and engage in a way that builds relationships, and they're very simple. Answer questions or refer them to people who know. Nothing says, "I love you," than a retweet or a share now and then. Respond to those who tagged and mentioned you in their post. Show gratitude publicly. Check out those who are new and respond to some of their tweets and posts. Take private conversations to direct or personal messages. Congratulate people publicly on their birthdays or when they celebrate accomplishments. Rally people around an advocacy, a relief operation, or a worthy movement. Live tweet highlights of wonderful talks, or extend the conversation and build a relationship by taking it offline. I had a wonderful experience one day when I was invited to visit Commune Cafe in Makati by Ross Wan, who was my friend on Twitter. She was the owner of Commune and I never met her face to face. When I finally arrived at the cafe, many of my Twitter friends were there. We had a great time. I met new friends and now our relationships are not confined to the internet. Currently, we are helping each other with our own advocacies. Since they all have Instagram and YouTube, we followed each other, adding not just a number, but real faces with real lives on their social media accounts. In religious terms, the number of my parishioners grew, adding more ears to the gospel of Jesus that I am proclaiming. Hope you too will use social media for the service of humanity, especially the proclamation of the gospel that everyone is welcome, as Pope Francis invites us to do.